We back. My expert opinion. We still at it. We still pumping out this great content. I know a lot of you guys have been reaching out since the Method Man episode, and you're like, yo, Mav, we need more. We need more classics like this. Funny thing about that, my guest for tonight, see, I'll be the one violating my own rules. My guest for tonight was brought up in the Method Man episode. Legendary, not just for his technique, but for his blend of, West Indian roots and the way that he rap. We got Shaq-Fu in the building.
Thanks for having me.
What's good, my guy?
I'm good, bro. Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh, God, yeah.
Family, I hear. We did.
What it is, man. Where you want to start?
Wherever you want to start, bro, we can start.
All right. Where does it start for you, hip-hop wise?
It started for me from UTFO, actually. They used to live around the corner from where we live. We lived on 56 in Church in Brooklyn. And UTFO, Untouchable Force, used to actually be friends with my brother. And they played for his 16th birthday party.
Wow.
So what I did was I wrote a rhyme and I asked Educated Rapper if I could, rap the birthday rhyme for my brother. So I rapped it for him and he was just like, all right, cool, shorty, we gonna find this little milk crate and put you up on top there. And when your brother come in, you just sing the happy birthday rhyme for your brother.
How old were you?
I was 10 and a half.
10 and a half.
Whoa. Yeah, 10 and a half.
Nice. You remember the rhyme?
Nah,
Take him back right now.
I wish I
a classic.
But when my brother walked in, Educated Rapper was like, yo, check this, your little brother got something for you. But you know how big brothers be like, get out of here, go sleep, or whatever the case may be. But I kicked the rhyme, and then Educated Rapper was like, you need to watch your little brother. He got some spunk to him. He not scared, you get me? So then it took off from there.
Right, dope. And from there, you just decided, I'm gonna keep doing this shit.
Nah, what it was, my brother started taking me to a lot of sound clash parties in Brooklyn. And he sneaked me in. And I'd be the only kid there that's watching all these entertainers, Sleepy Wonder, Lieutenant Stitchy, Shinehead, all these kids, all of them when they used to come to Brooklyn. So for me, I'm standing there watching that saying, I want to do that, So then my brother was like, okay, so you want to do that? I'm going to take you to these different block parties. And when I take you there, you're just going to get on the mic. So every block party we went to, if they dropped a rhythm or whatever,
there you go.
Like, you'll get on that, you know what I mean? And I get on it, and everybody was like, yo, your little brother got he different, you know what I'm saying? So, keep it up, just keep making sure, you keep pushing him. So, big up to my brother for that, for making sure.
Yeah. Shout out to the big brother.
That's
what I'm talking about.
Was it always?
Some of y'all be having talented family members and y'all don't do shit about it. Shout out to your big brother.
Yeah, my big shout out to my
real
big brother.
shit, man.
Yeah. Was it always at the speed that it was when the world got it, or did that evolve? Like did you start?
I think it evolved over a while,
Okay.
but for me, it was just like I understood. You watching Lieutenant Stitchy and Papa San and all these kids, all these guys on the sound clash. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, that used to rile up the crowd. So I was like, if I'm able to do this at a young age, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I go to these block parties and then they throw on the rhythm and I'm able to skip on it a different way. Everybody gonna be like, yo, Shorty is nice. So I started studying them. After studying them in Saxon and all this other stuff, then the style just came. It wasn't as aggressive in the beginning because I'm young, learning how to write the pattern, etc. You know what I'm saying? But as time went on, it got crazy. So it got crazy. It got crazy.
That don't know. He didn't start. This is not hip hop. He's saying he started it. This is the dance hall.
Right.
This is right. What he's talking here is he's talking sound clash.
Right.
I'm talking sound clash.
Right. That's a whole different world.
Yes.
Okay, so you took that, and at what point did you say, yo, you know what? Now I gotta bar him to death over this beat.
I think that happened when I started listening to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Because coming from the dance hall side, and listening to hip hop, it's like, yo, okay, I believe I can hit different pockets than they're hitting. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm coming from the dance hall perspective. So what I'm hearing is totally different. Growing up in a West Indian home, you hearing soca, you hearing reggae music, you hearing different things. So your whole perspective and syncopation is different when it comes to even writing or just listening. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was, and I played steel pan too.
You played
You played steel pan too?
You
played
was a
steel pan
true
too.
Trini.
So for me, what I'm hearing, a lot of people is not hearing.
You Trini to death. Trini
Right.
to the bone.
I don't know about to death, but born and thing, yeah. To born, we say born. We say born.
You still play?
Nah, not at all.
You left it alone.
Left that alone.
Yo, that'd be crazy.
Right.
Plus the freestyle hitting the
I ain't never seen that shit.
Boom, 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 boom.
I ain't never seen that shit
Crazy.
before.
Nah, but
That'd be crazy though.
I want to ask this question because I realized, like, okay, like my family's from Barbados. You got Bajan and Trinidadian roots. But usually when you get into like dancehall stuff, like the lingo is more Jamaican than anything. You ever got any flack for that?
I got flack from my family because they're just like, you're not Jamaican. And I get upset when people are like, yo, he from Yard. I'm like, no, I'm not from Yard, to be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? I'm from, I'm from Brooklyn, and my parents are from the West Indies, you know what I mean? So I think as time went on and I was able to get on stage with some of them and mash up some of them, then the respect came like, oh, okay, so Bayesian people can do that, or Trini people can do that, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like you can do it, but you just can't do it in that accent.
And what our
And
accent,
I don't want people to kill. I don't get all my family back home. Don't kill me for this. Don't kill me for this. But in a Bajan accent,
nah, I think it wouldn't. You can't do it in a
you can't do it.
It wouldn't.
Hold on, what would the Asian accent sound like?
Listen. Even all right. Like shout out to Rihanna. She's from Barbados. But even certain tunes that she hit,
You can hear it.
you hear more Jamaican influence
Right.
than the Bajan.
Okay, right, all right, okay.
We know what it sound like.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You know, I ain't never heard Rihanna go God bless you on the track. I ain't never heard that.
You never heard
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
Okay,
But I might have heard a Bumbleclot Ross
Yeah, you heard
a
that.
couple
You
times.
heard
You
that.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
You heard that.
it'd be hard to like.
Yeah, it is. But I think as time goes on, people would soon get used to certain things. You know what I mean? And I think mastering, because you're basically mastering some dance hall stuff, right? And we understand that that's from Jamaica. So respectfully, if you're gonna do that, you have to sound like that.
Right.
But you have to put your own spin on it, right? So, but you can't spin it too much.
Not too much.
You can't do that. You got to keep it authentic. You know what I mean? And that's what I learned. That you can't use the accent in certain things because you're gonna sound. You can't be the hard back Bayesian man with you. You know.
There we go.
You can't do that.
There we go.
You can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to do.
I'm probably about to ask the
Even with
same question.
Trinidadians,
you
it
can't
sound
do
like
that.
they singing. It's
Yeah,
hard to
definitely,
like.
Trini people sing.
Yeah, we sing.
It's hard to like really.
So how
really
different is
destroy
it
a
though?
nigga? You sound like
is
you're
it
singing.
extremely different? Like
It's-
who would notice? Is
It's
what I'm
so
saying.
crazy.
We
I
would
think
notice.
we would
We would
notice.
notice, yeah.
We would
definitely
notice quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, so the rest of the world, they will be like, it would just be super similar, or
Nah,
No, not at all.
there won't be
No,
any
not-
similarity.
Those is two totally different accents, like to the point where he got cursed out as a kid from his family, and it sounded different from each parent.
Yes.
Right.
The words, the word, the
dialect is
vernacular,
different.
is
Totally
entirely
different.
From his mother, he might have been stupid. From his father, he might have been a skunt. You never know. Shit, the spectrum is crazy. That guy
That's
The spectrum is crazy.
crazy.
But the thing about it, though, when you think about it, coming from East Flatbush, you got people that are straight American, but because they grew up around West Indian people,
Right.
they could walk into the store, it could be a Jamaican store, and they'd be able to just talk to dude.
Right.
And you're not talking American, you're just talking like, all right, because you've lived around it for so many years that you know how to, you go to all the West Indian parties, it's like you part of the family, you know what I'm saying? Until people are like, where he from? You're like, nah, he from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the best thing about East Flatbush is,
Crown Heights too.
yeah,
Crown Heights.
true that, I can't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up. The one thing I miss about growing up in the West Indian neighborhood, right, is that it was community driven.
Big time.
It's not so much that these days. It's not as much community these days. It's not how when I grew up. It was. I lived in a dance hall.
Yeah.
It was. We was online. They telling you empty your Dutch outside. That
Yeah.
kind of shit. It was a good time.
The first party I ever went to was a basement party. That was different.
Hard dub.
Yeah, but you had a good time though.
Yeah, I did. I was
you
picked up in the
Yeah.
corner. I was,
Hard dub.
I was graffiti on the wall.
Let's go.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
What is this 18-year-old girl doing?
exactly.
It was great. It was excellent. It was excellent. Word. All right. So moving on from there, when did you start to like really incorporate like hip hop into your flow?
After hearing KRS-One, I think is when I started doing that, and after hearing Slick Rick and finding out that KRS-One's family's from Trinidad and Slick Rick's family's from Jamaica.
Right.
So I was looking toward these artists that had the West Indian lineage and see how they put their spin on it to make sure I didn't put my spin on it the same as them. But at the same time, still borrowing from them. Like, all right, cool. I say he put his words together or whatever. So those are the two artists I could say that actually pushed my pen at a young age. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Does it bother you? Because if you're familiar with the Fu-Schnickens, if you're familiar with Shaq-Fu, you know that like the speed, it's crazy. But you don't get mentioned with like the top guys, like the Twisters, the Tech Nines. Why not?
I think whoever's doing the mentioning, they scared. They just scared, to be honest with you.
They pussy.
To be honest with you. See, and to be honest with you, I don't even talk like this. You get me?
Right.
But I know if you're not mentioning me is because you don't want to mention me. You get me? You rather be who you deem to be the fast dudes and they better than whomever or whatever. But, for me, it's just like, you look at these fast tracks that they have online and you look at all the comments and everybody's like, yo, why y'all don't put Chip on this? Chip would have tore this up.
Right.
What y'all doing? So my thing is, I ain't got to say nothing.
So
they know
the
already.
fans speak for you.
Yeah, they know already.
Word.
And if they don't know already, then let's do one of them tracks. Let me do what I got to do and we just shut that shit down and we done.
Did you ever get a chance to battle any of those guys?
Well, me and Twista, in the very beginning, we met. I'm trying to remember where this was.
I was just about to ask you this.
No, we can talk.
Like this shit got me
We
like, hold up.
can talk. I think it was at the Gavin, one of those industry things, at the Gavin, and everybody was like, "Yo, all right, well, there's this kid named Twista. He's faster than you too." So I was just like, "Yeah, whatever." Then I met him. We actually met, and we became cool. We had this thing. I'm just like, all right, cool. But what it was the ultimate respect we had for each other. Because we were the only two dudes that was doing that at that speed.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So then they brought us to this club and they throwing on beats and he's ripping through these shits. I'm standing there like, all right. And I'm ripping through the shits also. And then we just, at the end of everything, we just said, something, we just got a mutual respect for each other because it's coming. It wasn't a battle. It wasn't a battle.
You know when you.
So let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Y'all the only two one.
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
We were the only two dudes rhyming. Nobody else wanted to get on stage and rhyme with us. They was just like, leave them alone. Like whatever's happening up there is totally different.
It's going down.
And it's disrespectful to everybody else because nobody else could come up there and touch those mics when we were up there.
Right.
Leave them two alone. And then for me, what kind of shocked me was I'm coming from the whole dance hall perspective, and he's from Chicago. I didn't know that they did that in Chicago.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So then it started to open me up to things different. Like, so if we're over here doing this and they're over here doing, I've never heard of him, right? But we're dropping records at the same time. I don't know him. So in my mind, I'm just like, well, I'm not the only person that's thinking like this. So I need to just, open my mind more and hear who else is coming out with records like this or who else is on it like that. But in the beginning, it was just he and I. Just he and I.
No, was it just y'all two?
No, that speed.
At that speed.
At that speed.
So you wouldn't pair
Bone Thugs?
Jay-Z and Jazzo.
I'm not taking anything from Jay-Z and Jazzo.
Right.
They are the originators, right? For when it came to the hip hop side of things, right?
The double time.
Right. So I'm coming from the whole dance hall side of things. I'm not coming from the hip hop side of things.
Right,
So I definitely give them their. I can't take that from them, and I
Right.
won't. You know what I'm saying? And Jazzo and I, we had conversations about it too. You know what I'm saying? Where we spoke on certain things, and again, I respect them because it came from the hip hop perspective, not the dance hall perspective. If you have a conversation with myself and Buster, we're gonna mention the same
Jackpot.
people, right?
Exactly.
We're gonna talk about Lieutenant Stitchie. We're gonna talk about Papa Sound. We're gonna talk about all those people
Right.
and Saxon Sound and everything because they influenced us from the dancehall side. So our pockets would come across totally different. What we're hitting is totally different from everybody else. When you hear everybody else's double time, it's always on the 4 regular. 4. When we're hitting everything and bouncing off the 1 and bouncing off a let the beat past you and you jump, you know what I'm saying? Just I ain't want to get into it or whatever, but them sort of ways or
No,
whatever.
that's why I started at the beginning to let everybody know. The pocket where you started at wasn't in hip hop. So
No.
So what happened after that?
What do you mean?
just had a mutual respect? You just
Mutual respect. And he did a video called Peace is the Word, and I was in the video with him. A lot of people don't even know that. That was his second video. You know, and it was more so about showing each other love. So I was just like, he was like, I'm filming my video tomorrow. I was like, I'm gonna come be in the video. So
I'll be honest with you. We talked about this shit earlier. Like we heard about this battle and all that. And my thoughts was then, and it was the same thing now. Who the fuck was gonna judge that battle? Nobody could even get all the words of the 2 niggas. Just say, who the fuck gonna sit there and be like, he won? How the fuck would that guy? Yeah, who's nigga like
You
that?
think about it. Y'all 2 niggas was probably the only niggas that understood everything off the first take.
Only you 2 niggas understood what y'all was saying.
but think about it.
Speaking their own language to each other.
think about it.
Niggas was riding in Klingon.
Think about it this way.
Pretty much.
But think about it this way. I'm standing up there listening to him do what he did, you know what I'm saying? And it was super incredible to me.
Right.
And there was a lot of things that he was doing that I didn't think another MC could do. Where when you pass the 4, you could still pass another 4, meaning you have enough oxygen to pass 4,
Right.
and then another 4, and then another 4. So I'm stuck at 8. He's at 12, and I'm like, all right, cool, 16. And it's a different count mathematics. You get me?
Right.
So
His breath control was insane.
breath control was crazy. Then to find out that it's the same thing, that he was just like, well, I didn't even know that dudes could rhyme like that. I'm like, yeah, I didn't even know they get down like that in Chicago. So mutual respect. Even to this day, when he's doing interviews, and my name comes up in the interview, he'd be like, yo, I got super respect for Chip. You know what I'm saying? It's mutual. So
That's dope.
that's the one dude I'm gonna say, yeah, big up to him.
Shout out to Twister in this
Yeah, shout out to
motherfucker.
Big up to Twister.
Shout it up.
But if it's stamping anything, I'm gonna say Jay-Z and Jazzo are the originators
When it comes to from the hip hop perspective, yes, I'm gonna say
of
that.
double time.
Yes, I want to say that. You know what I mean? Because, and who's to say they didn't listen to reggae to catch the pockets or anything else? You know what I'm saying? Because for me, it's weird. Papa San's son, his name is Beam, right? Beam was listening to Fu-Schnickens records in Florida when he was growing
put
up.
out a full joint.
Right, called True Fu-Schnickens,
Yeah, True
right?
Fu-Schnickens,
So
right.
this is the records that he was listening to, and I'm sitting there going, well, bro, we learned from your father, and you're sampling a Fu-Schnickens record. So, you know what I'm saying, that's just paying homage. I'm basically paying homage to your dad because we learned from him. So the only two people he sampled was Busta and myself. Because of, you could hear the West Indian lineage and the counts of when we do what we do.
Right.
That's wild 360 right
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, you said you and Jazzo had conversations about it. What were those conversations like?
Simple conversations. Like, how did you learn? Where did the technique come from? And I'm telling him.
He pressed you like, yo, that's
No,
my
never
style.
did. No. It was more so like, where? And I told him from, the West Indian heritage, and that's where things came from for me. And, we were actually working together, and he was actually going to sign me to his imprint, but, that didn't work out, you know what I'm saying? But for him to even want to do something like that, it's like, oh, this kid is nice.
Wow, was this early on? Was this before Fu-Schnickens or?
Nah, this was like 5 years ago. I played him some music. I was like, yo, I want you to hear some stuff. played him some stuff. He was like, "Yo, this is ridiculous. We should work together."
That's dope.
Would
I was
it,
like,
would it
oh.
happen to be the mixtape series that I found? Because I've been playing this shit all day.
No, that was not the mixtape series.
Sure not, because the mixtape, because I want to get into the mixtape series. All right, I wanted the
mixtape.
Wait,
AKA.
hold on. Before we get there, let me rewind a little bit because you mentioned Buster. You guys went to high school together.
Yes, we went to Tilden High School together.
Well, did you discover each other in high school, or was it like an afterthought? Like, yo, I remember you from class. Now you doing this?
It was weird because we knew each other from school and we knew the same people. So even coming outside, we'd bump into each other at the weirdest places, but we knew the same people. You know what I'm saying? Spliff and my cousin are like best friends that grew up together. So
Shout out to Spliff.
it's the weirdest dynamic for us to know each other in high school. See, Buster had one of the most beautiful women in high school, right? I thought I did, and we used to walk our girls down Snyder Avenue till they caught the bus, and that's where he and I met each other at.
Right.
After that, we met up at the Palladium, and he was already in Leaders of the New School, and he just gave me one word. He was just, one phrase. He was like, whenever they turn on the cameras, make sure you're there. And I was like, okay, cool. And I watched him from that time. Every time the camera turned on, they had to interview. And I was like, yo, that's genius. You know what I'm saying? And from that point on, we became better friends in the industry. You know what I mean? And we started actually opening up for Leaders of the New School.
Dope.
We opened up for them, Leaders of the New School. And they allowed us to open up for them until we got our deal. We didn't have a deal yet. That we were still getting our feet wet, and they gave.
What year was the deal for y'all?
91. We signed that contract.
91 Job Records.
Yeah, 91 Job Records.
You guys had some competition at that time.
Big competition on the label.
Tribe for one.
91 was crazy.
Tribe, KRS-One. You know what I'm saying? Hieroglyphics.
Oh, wow.
Glyphics crew.
We had a lot of people. You know what I mean?
All right, so let's talk about how the Fu-Schnickens even came to be. One, what is a Fu-Schnicken?
The word Fu-Schnickens means fusion. So we fused our own styles together to come up with our own unique technique, etc. You know what I'm saying? So that's where Fu-Schnickens came from. Pac Fu came up with the name Fu-Schnickens. He said if we come up with a name that people could pronounce and remember, they'll never forget it, which is true. And people never forgot the name, so I thought that was brilliant.
Right.
Yeah.
And how do you guys link up? What was the...
Pac Fu and I knew each other from kids. Mac Fu and Pac Fu went to high school together, so they knew each other. But I knew Pac Fu from since I was able to leave the gate and go in the street, you get me? You know what I'm saying? Playing Skelly with him and all this other stuff and two-hand touch. So from there is when the bond began. And then as the years went on, we both found out that we like music. And he told me one day that he had they were practicing in the backyard. He had a group. So he was like, yo, come to practice or whatever. So I came to practice. I was, came in the backyard. They threw on some beats. I went in and they was like, all right, well, you could get down with us if you want to get down with us. And I was like, I'd like, to be a part of whatever. And then it took off from there, which is something that I needed at that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before you end up doing stripperness, you get me? So
Yeah.
that focus, that stripperness, you know what I'm saying?
It's ready and available.
Yeah. But
Start seeing your own froth.
Yeah.
So you said it was a couple of guys. How many people was in the backyard?
No, it was just Pac and Mark, his cousin Kung, and two other people from the block, and they was just playing beats, and we were just jumping on there and just freestyling.
Wait, there was a fourth Fu-Schnicken named Kung Fu?
That's crazy.
We get it all over here.
Wait, we're not just gonna go.
Yeah, but
So somebody was sitting somewhere like that would be crazy.
No. But there's Kung Fu. But then he started his own group called Come Regular. They had their own group or whatever.
He kept that name?
Kung Regular.
Pause. Stop with your shit.
Kung Regular.
What?
Stop with your shit out.
No.
Nah, man. Kung Regular.
You can't.
Nah, listen. Stop with your shit out here, man.
You can't put that.
Stop with your shit.
We're gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, you gotta leave that alone, man. You gotta leave it alone.
But yeah.
So you said, hold on. So did Pac ever say anything about the Pac Fu shit?
Nah. Pac never said anything. Pac and I, we were close.
Okay.
He and I were born on the same day. We was close.
Okay.
So big up to Pac. Yeah.
Damn, when you say certain shit on this show, it just quiets the room.
It ain't my fault that you
know what
out
I'm
here
saying?
talking
Like,
about.
It's like, man, me and Pac was close.
It was close, yeah.
How did y'all meet?
I think we met at the Gavin. And all of us were supposed to perform Lords of the Underground, Tupac, and Fu-Schnickens. But I think the promoter didn't come with the money, and then Pac was like, well, we gonna get our money. He said, whatever it is that they owe us, we're gonna take it out on this hotel. And that's how he and I became friends.
Because you was with
That was with
you
the
was
shit.
with the shits. Flatbush Avenue shit.
Whoa! What did y'all do to these hotels?
We gonna leave that alone.
What happened to them?
I ain't trying to get no bill at this age right now.
Nah, man, this is
The guys like this.
Allegedly.
I'm just saying, that happened allegedly.
You good.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah,
how did
I'm
y'all
just
take it out?
Whatever it is that was owed,
Niggas walking
it
out
out
the
on
back with vacuum cleaners and shit. I don't want to know what.
all types of ashtrays. You know what I'm saying? We was the only dudes that had holes. You know, the regular phones that you could press holes at your crib. You know what I'm saying? The phone will ring, we could press holes. You know what I'm saying?
Music start playing.
We was the only dudes that could press holes.
I didn't know it was going there.
Oh man, hip hop back in the day.
Yeah, like that era was like y'all had a very stacked era with a lot of great talent. So it's like
And originality.
Yeah, it's
was very important.
everybody was their own back then. Like
I don't think you could be anybody else back then. They'll beat you and drum your ass out the building.
Yeah.
It was you had to be that.
Did that ever? Were there any stories where somebody was copying somebody's style or somebody took offense to something?
I don't think there was. I think we had an incident with Poor Righteous Teachers one time when we went to perform in Jersey, and I don't know. I remember we walked out on
You
stage.
had an incident
With
with
the
the righteous
Poor Righteous Teachers. I think we walked. Hold on, we walked on stage.
PRT.
PRT. I remember we walked on stage.
I'm mad.
We walked on stage and they was I think the crowd was saying something about PRT, and I was like, nah, it's Fu-Schnickens. And then the crowd came forward, and fight ensued, and then we had to go in the back and have a
You left some
conversation.
details out.
Yeah.
A big fight ensued at this place. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, different things went down, and myself and Boy Wise had to go sit in the back and have a conversation after that.
Dude, you left some details out, bro. Like
Yo,
we can't accept these.
there was
Listen, that's
The crowd came forward.
listen. That's
and then
the,
a lot of things to flip.
I'm gonna say it like this. I think because Poor Righteous Teachers was mixing hip hop with reggae at the time, and we dropped at the same time. People thought that there were some similarities, and us to come to their town to perform, it was just like, nah, this is where PRT is. We want to see no Fu-Schnickens here or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh, so it was already rumblings.
it was already rumbling. So, but I was always cool with Tony D, which was Poor Righteous Teachers' producer. So, for us to walk out on stage and that happened and fight ensued, you get me? There wasn't even no barricade or nothing. It was a piece of rope.
Rope, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
So when the rope popped, you already know what time it was. You know what I'm saying? When the
Battle Royal.
when the rope popped, you know what time it was. It wasn't no, when they standing by the bar and they yelling across the bar. Whatever. The rope bust, and then from there it was like, yo, it's on. But then after that, we had to have a conversation in the back to just calm down everything. Yeah.
And how did you guys sort that out?
We just understood that it wasn't any beef. And I think we approached it as gentlemen instead of anything else. Is there any beef? No, there ain't no beef. We good? We good. And left that alone. And then from there, we just became cool. You know what I mean?
There was a lot of that in hip hop back then. You also went to high school with Special Ed.
Yeah, he went to Tilden too.
Did y'all ever battle?
Nah. I was mad at special ed.
Why?
Eddie, everybody mad at Eddie.
Wow.
Because, you know what I'm saying? My girl at the time was like, look at special ed, he look nice, you know. I like special ed. I was like, nah, I don't like that nigga. I don't like that nigga.
Yo, that's
But
my
This
man.
special ed
No,
get the
listen.
like, did he?
I'm gonna tell you something though. One of the most incredible lyricists, down to earth people that I've ever met is special ed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, I give him the utmost respect because he started from at a young age and he was dope at a young age.
Yeah.
He wasn't corny. A lot of people don't give him that sort of respect. Like, yo, dude was young, but he was nice. You know what I'm saying? He was nice. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was just like, yo, it was on some girl foolishness, like, oh, she likes whatever. But at the end of the day, I was like, yo, he's an incredible artist. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta give him that. I gotta give him all the props from there.
Yeah, now he's coming to the hood. He had a baby with my man's sister.
Nice. But
It's the coolie thing, man.
yeah, it's the coolie thing.
They
She
they like the coolie boys, you know?
I like him, you know. Word. All right.
But he's sitting there on nappy like,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to brush what you got. Yeah,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Those times.
But other than that, nah, he's an incredible artist, you know what I'm saying? And people need to give him more props than what they give him. He needs more flowers.
Yeah, man, that's
real.
That's one of the Crooklyn Dodgers right there. That's
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
three best flows in Brooklyn is what it was considered at the time.
Exactly.
Why do you think it's that way though? Like it's always like the guys who truly deserve like the salutes and the follows and the love from our community, because hip hop is a community, and it's like
why they don't get it?
yeah, why don't they get it?
It's like just wait until they die.
Not only that, you know what it is?
It is fucked up.
It's fucked
That
up.
It is fucked up, but you know what it is too? I mean, we were groomed to be that way. You know what I'm saying? We were groomed to always be put in a situation where everything is about being a contest. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's better than who? Even from when you're young, I could play Skelly better than you. Why we just don't play Skelly? If you beat me, you beat me. I don't care. You know what I mean? That's how I was raised. I don't care. You know, so even with the hip hop stuff, I'm one of those people that's not afraid to say who's nice or who's not nice. Special Ed is incredible. He's dope. I'll give him his flowers in front of him. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that he truly deserved. You got to think about it. That man sat down and he wrote that. We didn't know what it took for him to sit down and write that, right? But it's something that everybody else could actually say word for word at our age now. You know what I'm saying? So that's incredible.
Yes.
So yeah, you got to give Ed his props.
But at the time, you know, rappers just don't go around saying who's better than them.
You're not supposed to,
Right.
right? You're not supposed to. That's what.
Unless
That's
you're
the
J.
thing.
Cole.
You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to.
Unless you're J. Cole.
J. Cole is not from our era.
I'm just saying.
No.
It's J. Cole. It's not a shot at J. Cole. I actually love his new album.
The new album is dope. That
it's
new album
fire,
is dope.
but-
That new album is dope.
But you know, he brought something new to the game where he could say, I don't want to diss you. I like you.
Right,
Your shit is dope. You inspire me.
right,
You know what I mean?
right. But I think, again, we're groomed that everything is competition. So for me, I don't want to be like everybody else. If I think you dope, I'm going to tell you dope. Whether you like it or not. Because sometimes people are uncomfortable hearing that because they're not used to hearing it.
Right.
They're not used to hearing somebody give it up to them. You know what I mean?
That's true.
For instance, when we did the Arsenio Hall show, like the last Arsenio Hall show, and all the MCs was there. I was the dude walking around pounding up everybody. Yo, I love that album. You know what I'm saying? That's a dope album or whatever. And they thought I was crazy because I was being honest. But again, this is how, you know, we're groomed not to give each other, you know, respect and honor or whatever. Yeah. And I think that's corny.
I think it's because hip hop is not the same. Like in West India, like if you go ever see like a Sunsplash, they could all share that same stage.
And they're all sharing the same bottle.
Right, say right. You understand that
Same
part?
bottle.
Yeah, the
They
same
don't,
bottle.
right. It's not like that hip hop. You get your bottle, and I got mine. I don't know what's on your write-up. That don't got nothing to do with me. It's not, I don't know what they paying y'all. I know they better have my second half.
Talib Kweli like that?
Kweli is a very giving person, like that. Kweli is the kind of nigga that I've seen, and on the low, I've seen a nigga come to town and Kweli be like, yo, you in town? Yo, y'all recording? Y'all need a place to record? Yeah, we got a studio y'all can use. Da-da-da.
Yeah.
And then when they hang up the phone, he'll pick up the phone again and go, yo, I need to book some time for my niggas. They in town.
Nice.
So it seemed like, you know what I'm saying? So he's very giving. He's a very, you know what I'm saying?
So where did you encounter that?
What?
And anybody in this, where do you encounter that?
Counter what?
That attitude that.
Let me tell you, it's very secular. You know what I'm saying? It's very crew oriented. The West Indies, like I said, it's a community thing. It's not community in rap like that. It's crew. It's my crew, and then it's your crew.
True.
And if our crews is all right, then we all right.
Right.
If my man snuff your man, it's gonna be a long night out here.
I did see Jadakiss say something recently, and he was talking about the hip hop community. He was like, "Yeah, but we the fakest community. Like, you know, we see each other." I should be doing the voice, but
Right.
But I was right there.
Do it in the voice. I gotta hear the voice.
we see each other. You know, we say what's up. We like, yo, what, you know, we got to do something, and you know, we don't see that nigga for like 5 years or something. Like, we the fakest.
But that's true though. That's true. You know, that for me, that's why I don't really go to none of these parties and none of that stuff. You get me? Because I don't know how to be fake. I don't know how to do the poker face. I don't know none of that stuff. When I'm telling you, it is what it is. If I, you know, and you'll know that, right? That's some flapper shit. If I have a conversation with you, we gonna have a conversation. Other than that, I'm good. But I ain't gonna be the dude standing up there saying, yo, we gotta do a record, and every time I'm seeing you for the next 5 years saying we're gonna do a record. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. And I think a lot of people know that about me, that I'm a direct person. I won't do the fake stuff. The majority of the time, people will be like, your Chip is mad quiet. I'm quiet because I can't do the fake stuff. I'd rather not say anything. I'd rather not lie to you. So I'll sit there and listen. Okay, word, that's what it is? All right, cool. So I know I'm not conversing with you because you talking bullshit again. Because we had this same conversation, but you don't remember we had this conversation
Time I saw you, right.
last time I saw you. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to listen like I did last time. I'm going to just leave everything alone. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I've met some very genuine people in hip hop, and I've met the people that just say anything to you when they meet you, and how you feeling like, oh wow, and next time you see you, it's like,
Like love.
Yeah, that's
Like
you know what I mean? Like
that's the corny thing.
it is disheartening, but you got to remember, a lot of times when we do congregate, there's alcohol involved. There's it's a lot. We don't really see each other, meet each other in the studios. You know what I mean? Coming up, who were like the artists that you were close to?
Cool Kim from the UMCs. I was close with him. You know what I'm saying? Pharaoh Monch and Prince Poe, Organized Confusion, they family.
I just spoke to Pharaoh, yo.
Yeah, D-Nice is family. We were all under D-Nice's management company back then first before we moved to Flavor Unit. We were under 40th Street Black management first, and we became a family over there. And you know, from then on, we just been family. I mean, I've met other people I became cool with. You know what I'm saying? Tribe, you know, because of Fife. You know, Malik used to go to Malik and Pac Fu's family were close. So I'd see Malik from when he was young and he'd come on the block, etc. But you know, a few more groups. You know, Naughty by Nature.
Vibes.
Yeah, Naughty by Nature, cool.
Rest in peace, Fife Dog.
You know, rest in peace to Fife.
Rest in peace to the Fife.
And everybody at Flavor Unit at the time was family, like Black Sheep and us or whatever. So you know, it's never a thing where we see each other and we don't greet each other and just talk like men. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to reminisce about a whole bunch of stuff. How's the kids doing? Everybody cool? All right, cool. So, you know what I'm saying? Tell them Uncle Roderick said what's up. You know, we good. I'd rather that than anything else instead of just sitting there and just talking about a bunch of nothing. You know what I mean? So those are the people that, you know, you cherish those people like that because you and them share memories. You know, but then you have those other people that you just don't want to converse with because you know what it is. You don't say much.
All right, let's get into it. What happened to the Fu-Schnickens?
The group broke up. The group broke up.
See, the group broke up.
The group broke up. I mean, we got to a point where Jive Records wanted us to do, we went in to do the second album, and after we did the second album, they wanted us to go back in and change a few things about what we were doing.
What's that?
And music, direction, production, etc. And we didn't want to do that because we were saying that you guys signed us to sound this way. Why should we change our sound if we're selling?
So what was the alterations they wanted you to make?
I'm sorry?
What did they want you to change?
The type of the producers we were using at the time. I didn't want to use like a Jazzy Jeff or a Fresh Prince producer.
You guys are at the same label.
We're at the same label, so you can't make the Fu-Schnickens sound like that. And that's not us taking anything from that sound, but that's just not us. You know, you got 3 guys from East Flatbush. It's more so boom bap and something else. You know what I mean? So to try to change that because we're selling records now, that was kind of backwards to me because I mean we came with what we came with and we're selling records.
Right.
And you're shocked because it's the 3 dudes from Brooklyn that's selling records. And you're like, well, they're really selling records, you know what I'm saying? And they sound like how they sound, you know what I mean? So, I mean, we tapped into a market which was our family market, the West Indies. We tapped into our market where they was like, yo, we truly got some dudes, you know, some West Indian dudes that's into some hip hop that know how to make records, you know?
Right.
It got to the point where a lot of people thought we were from Long Island, not Flatbush. They was like, especially when we dropped Breakdown, they was like, yo, that doesn't even sound like a Flatbush record.
At all.
I said, it's not a Flatbush record, it's a record. It's the business, you know what I'm saying? You gotta make records. The
Right.
record went gold, had conversations with people, what made you do a record like that? We just creating records. We understand that it's a business and you gotta make money and you gotta make records, you get me? So
they had an issue with your production?
they had an issue. I wouldn't even say it was an issue. I think that they thought that, okay, so they're selling records, guys, let's try something else to take it to the next level. And we sitting there like, we took it to the next level already. You know what I mean? This is the second album. Second album don't sound like the first. The second album went gold, so what's the problem? Let's keep going. And for me, it was just like if they wanted to change, I'm not gonna change who I am for nobody. Fuck that. You know what I mean? So if that's the case, let's just dissolve the contract and we all go our separate ways.
Well, I gotta know what kind of direction they were pushing you in to make you say
More
I'd rather
pop, you know,
just
because
get
at
out.
that time they were starting to sign pop artists, right? So it wasn't a problem with us doing a record like, let's say, with High Five, because they were signed to Jive, right? Fu-Schnickens and High Five, dudes sing the chorus, we do drop our verses, we got something there.
Right.
But we ain't trying to come with the synths and all those other stuff to pretty up nothing. That wasn't us, you know what I mean?
What do you mean? Like pretty
We don't want pretty music, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You digging.
they was trying
You're
to make
digging,
it-
bro. You're digging.
Yeah, because I want to know, like,
Nah,
what was
they was trying to pretty it up too much, and that's not us. That's not who we were as people. You know what I mean?
So they were
Because you
like,
gotta
pushing
think-
you towards like Black Eyed Peas or something like that?
I don't want to say pushing us toward Black Eyed Peas, but the music it wasn't sounding like hip hop anymore. You know what I'm saying? And you got to think about it. For us to move from how we were sounding before to elevate to start doing records like Visions and Breakdown, etc. That's the elevation for us,
Right.
because we're still selling records and it's still respected. So for y'all to come in and say y'all want to bring in producers, that wasn't comfortable for us. We were just like, nah, we knew what we were doing. You know what I'm saying? We want to work with the same people we worked with before, Tribe, you know what I'm saying, Eric Sermon, etc. Let's just keep it going because we're selling records. So I could understand if we weren't selling any records.
Right.
And then you were saying, well, we need to change something up because they're not moving nothing off the shelves.
Right.
This is
If it's
corny.
not
It's-
broke, don't fix it kind of
Right.
shit.
So then for me, it's just like, okay, well, let's try something different. But if it's working, leave it alone. You know
So
what I
did
mean?
y'all even try something or y'all just said fuck it?
Nah, I ain't gonna try nothing new.
You never give him an end, is what he's saying. He's like, we not. They
There-
want him to go
There's
pop.
something more there. There's something more there.
You could dig, bro, but there ain't nothing more there.
There's something more there.
You digging, but it ain't
All
nothing
right.
more there.
How was your relationship with the other members at the time when they came to y'all and asked y'all to do this?
Our relationship was cool. Our
when-
relationship
when
was
did it-
cool. All right, so
One of them niggas he said was his man, and the other one he said was his man's man. All right, so only one of them.
now
niggas-
let me clarify that.
Right.
Those are both my boys. Those are
Right.
both my boys. Those are my brothers. I love the both of them. And like brothers, you tend to get to arguments sometimes, and then you just work it out. But there was an incident, because everybody asked me about this. I don't talk about it. There was an incident with myself and one of the group members, Shaq-Fu. We got into a heated discussion, and things went south. We got into a fight. The fight went left. I got arrested because of the fight. Sheriffs ran up into my house and escorted me out.
What kind of fight was this?
Fist fight, brother.
Oh,
Fist fight. And it didn't end up good. I'm not proud of it though.
Yeah.
You know, as a grown man, I'm not proud of it. At that time, you know, you get into a space where you just like, yo, you got to protect what's yours. And I don't think that if you have respect for a person, you're supposed to put your hands on them. You know what I mean? But what happened was I didn't believe that a person that I had a certain level of respect for would disrespect me. So that rubbed me wrong. You get me? You know what I'm saying? So fist fight ensued. You know, things went.
What was the fist fight over?
Disrespect. And I think it was actually building up. You know, throughout the time we were in the group, I think it was building up. I think that he and I used to just bump heads when it came to creativity and just, you know, we bumped heads when it came to certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Did you hit him with the, you ain't nothing without David Ruffin?
Nah, there was nothing like that.
Come see you. Come see you, Otis.
It was nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
So was it just music tensions? Like just
Wait, I gotta ask. That's the light skinned nigga, right?
Yeah.
Right, ball.
we
Okay.
ain't doing the light skinned nigga shit.
Because we know.
No, but you ain't doing the light skinned nigga shit.
If you could give a 3-man group advice on how to stay together, what would you tell them?
So one of them niggas the DJ.
A 3-man.
Don't stop.
If I was supposed to give a 3-man group advice,
Yeah.
it would be it will always be honest. You know, you got to be honest with each other, and you got to listen to each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
DJ.
If you have conversations, if you have conversations with each other, it's you gotta respect those conversations. You know what I'm saying? You can't step outside of the conversation and think that you know what you know. Meaning, if you and I have a conversation and we're gonna leave it here, let's just leave it here. If we walk outside and you bring it back up, it's because you want it to be something that it's not anymore.
Ladies
Because
and
we
gentlemen,
just
that
did
is
it.
hindsight from a nigga who beat the fuck out of a nigga at one time.
Yo, come on.
I'm not
We clapping for that.
We do not clap for that. I'm
What
telling
you
you
doing?
exactly what the fuck that
I was
is.
like, yeah.
No, I'm not clapping for that.
That's exactly what that is.
I'm not clapping for
That's,
that.
you don't gotta clap for that. That's hindsight wisdom.
No,
I was
listen.
telling him for years. You should
Listen,
have
no.
Come on, no. We don't condone violence.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what that was.
He dressed it up. He called the whole.
I'm hearing what he's saying out of his mouth. He's telling you exactly. You asked, you was digging. What happened? That's what happened. He said, "Leave it alone." A nigga ain't leave it alone.
Some people get envious, and they're not gonna say it, but they express it in a lot of ways, and then it starts to get disrespectful.
Oh, so I was right earlier when I said this. A nigga need the DJ. Nah, a nigga need the DJ. That's the problem.
Stop.
No,
Stop.
listen.
Stop. Come on, man.
Any group, right? It's normally the MC and the DJ, right? That's a 2-man group, right? Then it had 2-man and a DJ. Okay, that's a 3-man group, but those two have a dynamic where it's a back and forth. If you have 3 MCs, somebody has to be the last nigga on the group. I'm sorry. And once you have that nigga and the crowd is like, yo.
But again, I'm gonna say, you know what I'm saying?
While when somebody realizes somebody else is getting all the attention, it starts building.
But again, I'm gonna say, respectfully, you know what I'm saying? As a grown man, when I look back at it, it's, you know, I'm not proud of that.
Right.
I could definitely say I'm not proud of that. You know what I'm saying? I think that when it happened, it was building up, and because at the end of the day, you know, certain men have to walk a road. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna disrespect anybody. And people look at, you know, because at the end of the day, that's my brother. I don't want nobody to disrespect him or nothing like that. You get me? So at the end of the day, it did happen. It had to happen. You know, it happened the way in which it happened. I'm not comfortable about that. You get me? I'm not comfortable about, you know, sheriffs coming in my crib. I'm not comfortable about being arrested. I'm not comfortable about none of that shit.
Right.
Spending a night in jail or a few nights, I'm not comfortable with that.
Right.
Especially when it came from somebody that, you know, I deemed to be my brother. So you're gonna leave there with a different sort of anger. You get me?
Somebody that you guys kind of played a pivotal role in changing each other's lives.
There you go. So imagine imagine that you sit down, you have dinners together, you break bread together, and then that happens. That's a different flex right there. So you're gonna get mad for several reasons. You're gonna be like, yo, first and foremost, I thought you was my man. So you're not my man if you have sheriffs run up in my crib.
Right.
That's not good. You know what I'm saying?
Back in the day, you're supposed to hold that. Since when we call the cops.
You can't even shoot the 5 no more.
Why
Nah,
not?
you can't.
Because niggas will call the cops.
Listen, I'm old enough to know better, young enough to not give a fuck.
There's like 8 niggas running around
So-
New York that I want to shoot the 5 with right now.
Damn.
Just being real.
Damn.
Just being real. But I know what'll happen. Niggas will call the cops.
So, but back to because I really wanna know this. So, okay, y'all at a point where the label is trying to force y'all into doing music the way that y'all don't want to do it. So the tensions are already there. Did anyone in the group want to do what the label?
No, none of us did.
So none of y'all wanted to do it.
None of us did.
Okay. So what happens next? What do you do
Well,
next?
well, at that particular point in time, you say, some groups, they put them on hiatus and be like, well, you guys are not going to record for a while.
Sure.
You shelf them. For us, we didn't want to do the whole shelving thing because we understood. You think about it. Tribe Called Quest, when they finally dropped that album on Jive, how long were they signed to Jive? They were signed to Jive for a long time, right? So I'm sitting there saying, just let us out the contract if you're not, happy with what I did, what we did, sorry.
I mean, you went gold, you recouped, right?
Yeah, we recouped. We went platinum first. The second album, we went gold. So to us, it's like, y'all playing right now. We're actually doing exactly what you guys asked us to do, which is make good records. So we just made a decision to just disband. But what Jive did was actually, at the time, we were still signed to the publishing, where you couldn't put out anything. Anything that you put out, they own a percentage of it. So then it's like, what do you do now? So I was just like, I'm gonna just change my name when it comes to certain things and put out different records and dance hall records and all sorts of stuff and just still buzz up. And when people see me, they know what it is, you know what I'm saying? And it worked in my favor. Yeah.
So that's where Jungle
Rock Jr.
Jungle
Yeah,
Rock
Reggie,
Jr.
hold on. Cause this album here, boy, this mixtape, I was like, oh, they didn't know that this nigga was nice.
Listen,
This nigga.
yeah. So I just started putting out, different stuff. And shout out to, rest in peace to Phil Pabone. Phil Pabone was the one that was like, a lot of people don't know, what you're capable of doing. We got to find certain outlets to let people understand, you know what I'm saying? In comes the whole Digiwax with Corey over there, you know what I'm saying? CL from Digiwax. Pabone was like, what we're going to do is that whole other side of you when it comes to reggae and singing and all them dancehall tunes, that Corey put them out, you know what I'm saying? And then when I released the Love Me Sensi record, 500,000. And then it was the answer to the Kali Budge record. No one knew who it was. They was like, yo, who is this dude? We're playing this record at radio. We don't know who it is right now, right? So they done paid for the Shabba Ranks remix. They paid for the G-Unit remix. They stopped playing it and started playing my mix to it. And then when they found out who it was, they was like, yo, we didn't know that he could do that. Right. But then at the same time, the cease and desist from Sony. Like you can't.
Is that what happened?
Oh yeah. You can't use that, cease and desist, because now they're looking at what's going on YouTube and they're like, yo, he had 500,000 views in the first week. You know what I'm saying? So then they're just like, yo, if he actually cleared a sample and put this joint out, it's over for us. You know what I mean? So then for me, I was just like, oh, I'm able to do that? Oh, okay, cool. I'm going to start running with this Jungle Rock Jr. stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Touring with Sean Paul and Conscience and all of them. And they not knowing, right? But the funniest thing was, on that same show, I want to say this was in early 2000s. I came to the back room. I didn't know MF Doom was on the show. So it was MF Doom, Sean Paul, Conscience, and somebody else. And MF Doom walks in, and I'm like, this dude from Peach Fuzz, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. He was like, Fu-Schnickens, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, yo, that's a smart move. But when understanding it now, it's the metal face for him. But for me, it was changing my total name. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And it worked out. It worked good in my favor. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
For real.
That's dope. All right.
Yo, that's beautiful right there.
We kind of went past some things, so I'm
It's all right, you can
gonna roll back. But we're gonna take a 5-minute break first.
You know what's crazy? The crazy shit is right? Is that as far as Fu-Schnickens as a group, right? I would not think that you was the nigga that's out here beating niggas up at all of the shows, because from what I'm understanding,
Why not?
not your friends and all of that. I'm talking, fuck all of that. When it came past the rope, you was absolutely with the shits.
Me and Pac was with the shits.
Yeah, yo, you normally with the shits.
Me and Pac is with the shits.
With the shits.
Yeah. Me and Pac is always with the shits.
Right, and you know, Fu-Schnickens would be like, you know why I think they tried to make y'all go pop somewhat? Is because y'all had, it wasn't that y'all had more of a wholesome image than anybody. It wasn't like y'all niggas needed to curse, talk about killing anybody, any drugs, any of that. Y'all have rhymes.
The funny part about that is, people that know us, they know that we didn't have to act that way. Meaning, when the Fu-Schnickens went to do a show like in Manhattan or whatever, there's like 60 of us going, right? And the 60 niggas that went with us was with the shits. We didn't have to act no way, right? And even the dudes in your neighborhood that was wilding, they more so cheering you now, like, yo, that's my man. So I'm gonna show up at the show, and if anything happens, it ain't gonna be right inside here.
Right.
And to the point where, all right, for instance, right? Fu-Schnickens, we performed at Palladium.
Story time. I
know. What we did was we was like, I remember speaking to everybody at Flavor Unit. I was like, yo, we got this big show at the Palladium. Let's do Roll with the Flavor. Like, you know, come out there and let's show them, you know, love and everything. So I went on stage, and one of my friends, I said it as a joke. I was like, Dag, I need a piece of gum. All right? So the nigga threw a piece of gum on stage, right? And the gum hit me. All I saw was Tretch and Freddie Fox pick him up and take him to the back. Right? So the thing that people don't understand is, if that whole Flavor Unit thing was really family.
Yeah.
So to see them pick my boy up over their head and take him to the back, I don't know what happened. So I'm on the stage rhyming, trying to finish my verse so I could jump off to see what was going on back there, you know what I'm saying? So that was one of the wildest things that happened. And
That's right.
What did happen?
Nigga, the nigga name is Freddie Fox, real name is Bumpy Knuckles. I can tell you what happened.
Listen, that's another good friend in the industry that I have total respect for is Freddie Fox. You know what I mean?
Well, speaking of good friends, I got a theory
Okay.
on why I think they wanted you guys to go pop.
Okay.
You guys had a hit record with a basketball at the time sensation, Hall of Famer now, one of the greatest, Shaquille O'Neal. I think they wanted to tap in to that. They wanted to make you guys kind of like appeal more to the masses. How did you even collaborating with Shaquille O'Neal happen?
I just before I even start the story, I'm not heavily into sports at all. So Pac-Fu and Mac-Fu, they heavily into sports. And when Latifah got the phone call and was like, yo, I heard you know, Shaquille O'Neal, you know, you guys are his favorite rap group. So I was like, okay. And then the only way I knew about or understood the whole Shaquille O'Neal thing is my father was like, Shaquille O'Neal would be looked at as Lou Alcindor, you know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar of his time. So I'm like, okay, now I get it.
Right.
I understand the magnitude. So then to actually go to Florida to meet him, and the day when we went, he broke the backboard, and I was like, "Oh shit, this nigga."
With Ahmad Rashad, or in the game?
In the game, they broke the backboard, tore the backboard down and hit the ground.
He made it sit down.
Yeah, and got back up. Yeah, got back up.
He knew y'all was there?
Yeah, got back up and ran down. So I'm just like, oh nah, that's different. Like, you know, that's not certain things that you see in basketball. But the one thing I could say is, my mom used to always tell me that your dream is connected to somebody else's dream, right? So for me, when finally meeting him, right, and going to his house, at that time he was actually spinning records, and he's doing blends, right? And I'm standing there going like, this I'm bugged out by. He's just doing blends, and he's on beat. You get what I'm saying? So for me, I was just like, so this is something that he always wanted to do, right? So, you know, to get the opportunity to get on a record, you could say you could tell that he was always preparing. So I was like, well, you know, let's do a record together. What's Up Doc was already done, right? So all we had to do was actually, you know, have him drop his verse at the end. So when he came into the studio, the paper that he had looked like he had a lot of pieces of paper taped to this one paper, right? So you could tell he was writing, trying to make sure that he get it perfect, right?
Was you nervous?
Me?
Yeah.
Nah, I wasn't nervous.
When I say nervous, like, was you like, yo, what if he's terrible?
Nah,
What
I didn't
would
feel
he
that.
say?
You know, I didn't feel that. And the only reason why I said I didn't feel that is because he was blending records. That means his timing is perfect, right? Because you could blend a record. And so look how big your hands is to find. And he didn't have any marks. He didn't have any markers on the record.
Oh, he was nice.
He was nice. So he's
nice.
blending. So in my mind, I'm like, if you could blend records, you know counts, you, all right, so you all right. So it'll just probably be content or whatever. So when he finally went in there and said it, I was like, okay, let's change this up and just say this way and you're fine. And he did it. And after that, it just took off from there. You know what I mean?
Shaq-Fu was
Took off. It took off from there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, let's make some noise. Let's talk. That right there. We got Shaq and Nas, Shaq and Big. Yeah, sure.
Shaq and Nas, Shaq and
Y'all
Biggie,
started that.
Shaq and Biggie.
Shaq and Wu-Tang. Shaq and everybody.
Right.
Because a lot of guys from the NBA tried it.
But like I said, it's more so about understanding that your dream is connected to somebody else's, right? So I looked at it this way. I may not have done a record with them, but I did a record with them because my man did a record with them.
Man did it.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody else was like, you know, when it's Shaq, I'm just like, if you were in my, you would die to be in my shoes to be able to say that you sat and worked with somebody like, you know what I'm saying, from that magnitude, and to see him go and start his own label. After starting his own label, sign his own artist, I'm sitting there like, yeah, the opportunity, took the opportunity and he ran with it. You know what I mean?
You guys developed a friendship.
Yeah, we developed a friendship, like a real friendship. Like I can't do fake, right? So he's the type of person that'll call and say happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? Or he'll text me like happy Father's Day, or, you know, send some weird, crazy text about some jokes or whatever, and that's real. Plus he's the board member on our 501c3, right? So whatever it is that we want to do when it comes to working with kids, you know, he would send shoes, he would send all sorts of stuff. But we have a program in school called Math, Music Appreciation, Art, Time, and Healing. And we have our other foundation called Math.
Don't help this nigga anymore, please.
Let me finish.
No. You look at his head. Look at his fucking head right now.
What was the acronym again?
No, but it suits me.
Yes. What was the acronym again, brother?
Music
Appreciation,
Art, Time, and Healing, Math. Right? So for me, it was just...
Why nigga?
So for me, it was
when they gave it to you, you said it stood for me and the host.
Nah, Music Appreciation, Art, Time, and Healing. So
exactly, that's what it was. This whole time.
Right. So yeah. The non-for-profit is math. Math, mind, body, and soul is a non-for-profit, and Shaq is on the board for our non-for-profit. So, you know, to understand that after all these years, yeah, we started doing music and we still do music together, but at the same time, it's more so about, you know, living purposeful and giving back to the kids and engaging them. You know what I mean?
When was the last time y'all did a record?
Last month.
Yeah.
Last month we did the Kuya freestyle, and then we did a record called Warning.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we put Shaq on a rhythm.
Wow. You got it.
Put Shaq on a rhythm.
We put Shaq on a rhythm.
Shaq on a
version.
We put him on a version.
Put him on a version.
Yeah, we put him on a version. Yeah, so, you know, again, it's more so about creating new things, man. Not just us jumping on the record and doing the same thing. You know what I mean? And making sure that whatever it is that we do, we push boundaries, and he'd be the only basketball player that has done it. We don't want it to be a situation where everybody else, when you look down the line, oh, he did that too. No, let it be him. You know what I'm saying? Let it be him.
He kind of paved the way.
Nah, let it
the
be
way.
you.
No,
now we
meaning,
got-
let it, right, meaning like, yo, I'm gonna, if it's if the handoff is like that, it's like, yo, you know something, they never heard a basketball play on the rhythm. Let's try that. You know
Let's
what I'm
try
saying?
that, yeah.
Let's try that. Let's be the first ones to do that. Nah, stay in the pocket, boom, boom. All right, drop that. All right, it's dope. Let's give it out to people, and people are just like, where that Shaq?
It's
So
Shaq,
at the end of the day, I'd rather it be people look up at him and be like, yeah, he's the first person to do all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what
Again,
I love is he good at it. He's really good
Right,
at like he's not.
right.
You don't hear Shaq and be like, oh, shit,
See,
why
me,
is these
I'm a-
basketball niggas rapping?
very-
He really can rap. Like
he got better.
I'm
He
a
got be- he
visual
got better.
person, so I just in my head, I'm trying to picture Shaq in the dance hall singing.
I don't
One
know.
Blood
I don't know that.
I don't know
if
I'm
that-
picturing him
I
in
don't
the
know if
dance
that's
hall.
gonna be that. I don't know
You
if
know
that's
what I'm
gonna be that.
saying? You know
I don't
what
know
I'm
if that's
talking
gonna be that. But I get what you're saying. But I think at the end of the day, when you hear certain records and be like, yo, that's him, you're gonna have to respect it. You know what I'm saying? Because many of those other basketball players wouldn't even try that. And you gotta think about it. There's no fear with him. He ain't scared. He'll try it, and if it sound corny, he'd be like, nah, I don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But I'm the type of person that's gonna push him and be like, nah, try that, bro, or whatever. Let's at least get the song done. And we listen to it and be like, yeah, let's start some noise on the internet. Let's just throw it up and see what people saying. And people will be like, yo, I didn't even know that, bro could do that. You know what I'm saying? So
Listen, man.
He ain't missed yet.
Listen,
'cause-
one thing that I've realized when it comes to music is you just gotta let it fly, man.
yeah.
Like if Steven Seagal got a reggae album.
Yeah, he had that reggae.
Y'all forgot about that. Y'all forgot about Steven Seagal
I
and
kind
the
of
Punani.
wanted.
Steven Seagal had
The
the reggae.
Punani, you forgot about the Punani and Steven
yeah,
Seagal.
What you
he had a
talking about?
reggae
Snoop
record.
is a Long Beach Crip. He had a reggae album.
That's Snoop Lion.
Snoop Lion.
Don't leave out even Chip sliding off and showing his vocals too.
Yeah, but nah, he, like I said, he started there. He had the cheat code. And
I'm talking about
he
his
sings.
singing vocals.
What's
That's
singing
what I'm
vocals?
talking about.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
nah, hold on. There's another something I missed.
How did we miss this?
I missed the
Yeah.
singing joint.
There's a lot of this. See, like I said, when I started doing the jungle rock joint, I started singing some stuff that some people didn't even know it was me.
How many
But
jungle
that
rocks
whole-
is there? I
What do you
got.
mean?
I only heard the first one.
Oh, nah, there's a bunch of them.
There's more than the one.
Well, there's a lot.
So
There's a lot.
Where do we get those? That's what. I'm, where do we? Where do
They
they?
on the net, and I'm gonna release some of them when I drop these new albums. Like,
Okay.
shout out to S1 because he started playing one of them before, which was the Love record, and no one knew it was me, and it got the most requests. You know what I'm saying? The man is sitting right there. It got the most requests, and he was
DJ.
just, you know what I'm saying? It got the most requests. You know?
If they would have had you in the group,
I give it to him. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why I invited my big brother down there, because, when it was time to start buzzing up these records, I was kind of scared because I was just like, people only expect one particular thing from me. But they was just like, yo, let them records fly. And then when they started flying, people was like, yo, who the fuck is this person? It was calling like, yo, who is this? And he's like, yo, if I tell y'all not even gonna believe who this is. And that's how the deals just started coming. Like, yo, we didn't even know that you could sing like this, bro. And I'm just like, yeah, let's. That's why on all these new records that come, people gonna hear that side of stuff.
Can you hit a note for us?
Nah, I ain't doing
no, wait, nah, no, wait, whoa, no, absolutely, I wouldn't even let you do it, brother. Not around me. Keep that shit to yourself.
Yeah, I ain't doing that.
I do have a question though.
Yeah.
At this point, right?
I knew the answer. I knew the answer before I asked.
How did job shit work out with all of this stuff?
With what?
With everything new. Is that done? The job shit done and dead?
Yeah, the job. Yeah, that's done. That's why I started putting out music. As soon as I was able to, I got out of the publishing part of everything. I just started releasing records, and just was saying the first record I really released. Shout out to Busta. Was I sang on one of his artists' record, Prayer. So it was Prayer, Rhapsody, and myself. So shout out to Bus, because right after I got out of that whole publishing thing, he was like, "Yo, You know, we was in the studio with each other. He was like, yo, sing on this record or whatever. I sang on the record. He was like, yo, that's gonna be his single. So we just started dropping records from there. So shout out to Boss, you know what I mean?
And everything Fu-Schnickens, y'all just gave up on all the publishing and anything, all the rights.
No. We didn't give up nothing. I mean, we still make money from that. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying when it comes to publishing, meaning we're not signed to
Not
the same.
signed to owe them anything, right?
Yeah, right. We don't owe them anything.
But that whole, because like Salt and Pepper had that, where they trying to get their rights back for their albums and all of that.
But
Y'all not going through that kind of shit?
Nah, it wasn't that. We wrote everything. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, and I'm not saying that was the situation with Salt and Pepper, but you know, we wrote everything, and that was, you know what I'm saying, our stuff.
Copy.
How's your relationship with the crew?
Me and Pac Fu is we good. The crew is good. The crew is good. Myself, Pac Fu, and Mach Fu, we good.
Okay. You guys
good.
tour together at all?
I think we might do some shows coming this summer. This summer we gonna do some shows. We did some shows year before last. All these huge block parties. I think it was native tongue block parties. We was jumping on those native tongue block parties. Shout out to Marlon Rice. We was doing all those block parties, and we was just shocking people, just running out there, dropping tunes, and just, you know what I'm saying. It was good.
Did they record anything after? Or just you out here with new shit?
Me out here with new shit.
They don't got too much shit, right?
I think my boy Pac is doing some stuff. Yeah.
How do you go from going gold to just walking away from it?
Integrity, one. Understanding it's a God-given talent. So the record company can't take that from me. So I don't really need a deal to be nice. You get me? I'm gonna be nice because it's a gift that God gave me. You get me? So, and I think that once certain artists understand that stuff, they can walk away from anything. You know what I mean? Because once you believe that a system or a company will make you better at what you've created for yourself, it's problematic. They're supposed to help enhance that.
Correct.
Right? Enhance. Right? And so that's how I look at things. Like, you walk away from stuff like that, you have your integrity. At the same time, you know what I'm saying? West Indian parents, you know what I'm saying? You can walk away from anything because they're like, well, I ain't bring you here to be nobody's dummy.
Right.
You get me? So, you know, raise your head, do what you're supposed to do, and that's what I did, you know?
Financially, was there any pressure after making a decision like that?
With any decisions, there's going to be pressures. I think for me, let's rewind it back. Signing a deal for me meant financial freedom for my family, not me. You get what I'm saying? So more so now you take the pressure off of moms and pops.
Right.
And then pops is like, all right, so since this is what you're doing, your sister has to go to college. You know what I'm saying? You got to help the college thing. You know, since, you know, bills going on in the house, you got to help with that. So I was more so thinking about that when it came to the finances. But, you know, at that particular point in my life, I made the decision to go back to school to study physical therapy sciences. So I'm always going to make money. You know what I mean? So to study that and to get into that and still do music and start businesses, that was more so, that happened from leaving the Jive situation and understanding that I needed my own. Yeah, the Black Ink.
Okay.
That's when Black Ink came into the fold. You know, we started doing videos for different people. Not other than that, started releasing music on my own, and now it's. I like the response. You get me? Because now it's not about people looking over my shoulder and telling me you need it done by Friday, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna take my time and make sure that it's dope.
Right.
So now to release music and to see people downloading it like crazy, I think that was the blessing for me, to wait all these years, and then people are just like, yo, that beginning of the record and EP is crazy. What do you got next? And then to drop a freestyle with Shaq, and then drop a record with Shaq, and everybody's like, well, Dad, we didn't see none of this stuff coming. Like, boy is not playing. So Black Ink we about to do some things, working on some documentaries, a bunch of stuff, you know what I mean? But
Oh, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, yo.
Now, throughout the years, when people would stop you and be like, yo, Chip-Fu, or Jungle, how did you feel when it was like the times that you weren't doing music?
I didn't feel bad. And the reason why I didn't feel bad is I could differentiate between Roderick and Chip-Fu, right? That's the biggest thing. My mother didn't give birth to a Chip-Fu. She gave birth to a Roderick, you get me?
Right.
So for me, so for me, it was like, now it's time to be that dude. You understand what I'm saying? And you could still push forward and you could still have dreams doing other stuff besides music. So when people approach me, I was always in a position of help first and foremost. And it's like, for instance, I was one of the head physical therapists at Cobble Hill. So you walk inside there and you see me like, yo, word, and I'm like, yeah, right. But I'm not the dude that's getting you water or anything. I'm the dude who you coming to find out what's wrong with you.
Correct.
Right? So you sitting there going, wow, right? And shout out to Ali Shaheed Muhammad from a tribe. When I was recording with him because I was signed to his label.
DJ.
Right, the DJ. I was signed to his label. Right. he had a label called Garden Seekers.
Right.
He had a label called Garden Seekers. And what I loved about the situation was he understood that I wanted to finish school first. So what he would do is I'd perform with Tribe like the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Right? We come back and he'd drive me to school on a Monday at Kingsborough, and I go to school and do what I have to do. And then after that, throughout the week, I go to school. But then on the weekends, I'm back with him recording. So he just showed me like, yo, you can balance everything out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Nah, he showed you true friendship.
yeah, that too.
Yeah,
That too. That's a true friend. That's a true
That's
friend.
a true friend.
That's a true friend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he understood what it was. Even getting off a stage and him knowing that I had a test on Monday, he was like, yo, bro, you know, you got that test Monday. So I'd be the dude in the hotel room just making sure I learn about the origins and insertions of muscles, etc. Because my man was like, yo, you got to do that, you know?
Was it easy for everybody else in the group to make transitions like that?
I can't speak for them, you know what I'm saying? And the only reason why I said that is, you know, everybody would have their own story. So for me, it took a minute for me to actually say, well, all right, this is what life is right now. You know what I'm saying? And I think becoming a father is what made me really understand the situation. Like, yo, life is real. It's really real. And having West Indian parents, like, all right, well, put on that strip in this now. It's time to do what you got to do.
Cultural currency.
Yeah, that helped the most. You know what I'm saying? And I got to a point where I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I could balance this whole thing out and move forward and do what I got to do.
No, so while you were in school, what was everybody else doing is what I'm saying. Right?
To be honest with you, straight tunnel vision for me. I don't know.
Oh.
Right?
Shout out to all the parents.
Yeah.
All the West Indian parents, American parents.
Yeah.
All the friends that's pushing the people around them with talent, supporting them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We in this day and age, you don't see much of that anymore. What we also don't see much of anymore is ageism. I'm noticing that hip hop is kind of figuring out that you don't have to be in your 20s to be dope.
Yeah.
How did you feel about
That's good.
the years that you were absent
And the
and
fact,
seeing where hip hop was going?
and
I
the
think
fact that you aged like a vampire.
Yeah, I think for me, what it was there was a period I was super angry, right? Because what it was is they stopped giving veteran artists a chance because they figured that you get to a certain age and you washed up, you know what I mean? And for me, that's what made me work harder when it came to recording and writing, because I wanted to prove that no matter how old you are, you can still be nice, you know what I mean? And then when there were ciphers, you know, I'd show up and everybody would be like, yo, all right, well, that's Shaq-Fu. And they'd say it like that. And I won't say nothing. And I step in the cipher and murder them. And then they'd be like, yo, Unc, so. And I'm like, nah. But then at the same time, no. At the same time, At the same time, I'm understanding that you're in that position to teach also.
Right.
Because they don't know.
Right.
So once they see and they understand and they're saying, well, Dad, you know, you could get to a certain age and still be nice. I hope that when I'm his age, I'm probably nicer than him. You know, I'd rather that. Right. Then you have the time to sit down and have conversations. Even in my class, when I go to classes, you know what I'm saying, some of them be like, yo, I'm nicer than you. Or, you know, I looked in your Instagram, you all right. And I'm like, well, I'm all right. Okay, cool. Well, you know, kick a verse for me. I'll give you 3 verses. I'll give you 3 verses. I'll give you 1.
Right.
They kick 3, and they'll go in, the sweat dripping. And then there's the time where you got to think about it like, all right, well, I got him to the point where I could teach him something. So I could either teach her something, or I could just, just really hurt this young man, and he'd go home and be like, yo, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, all right, cool. All right, you got it. After class, I'd be like, yo, come here, and I'll kick my verse for him. He'd be like, yo, you could have really did whatever, but I'm teaching him something different. Like, it's not always about what people say, you know what I'm saying? It's about the confidence that you have in yourself.
Right.
I'm confident enough that I know I'm better than you. I'm very confident
I was
in
waiting
that.
for that right there.
Right?
Right.
So I'm not going to destroy you in front of your friends. That's not what it is for me. It's not about the likes and all that other stuff.
Easy.
You know what I mean, brother? I'm just saying.
I was waiting for. I'll be telling you, it's in the eyes.
I'm
Keep
just
it-
saying.
Watch his eyes when he say that.
I'm
kind of
just
stuff.
saying.
No, yeah.
watch his
But
eyes-
this is just
watch
how he
his
said
eyes
it.
when he
Like,
said- no, he said-
But you understand what I'm saying? Like they have to understand that. So then
Right.
after that, you start doing the writing classes, and they'll be the same kids that'll come in and do the writing with you now, because now they see it from a different perspective. Or I could actually learn. It's not about me being better than Unc. You know what I'm saying? It's me being. I could learn something from them. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that.
yeah, you might want to turn that off.
Normally I would say one of you niggas is wearing the wire, but all of you niggas is wearing the wire, and it's the same.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. That's your.
Oh,
We want to say
wait,
congratulations
whoa,
to you.
please come this way. No, please come this way. Where this young lady just.
You want to introduce her?
My daughter Jada, and her and her friends just sang at Barclays tonight.
Yeah, let's
You gotta
see
stand in the middle. You gotta stand in the
Congratulations to you. I seen the video. Y'all did extremely
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
I'm
Dope.
proud. I'm extremely proud.
Dope.
You know what that's from? That's called, right? That's called good parenting.
Yeah, it is. It is. So what's next?
Putting out new music. Again, I'm having fun again. I think that's the best part about it, is having fun. I'm not really thinking about anything else. The beginning of the recording is out now. About to drop another single soon with Busta. It's gonna be crazy because people always wanted us to do a record together, but we did 2 records together where there's an Afrobeat record that we did where I'm singing on the Afrobeat record and he's the only person rhyming.
Right, he's busting.
And the other one is just me and him just rhyming, and we did the video for that. So I can't wait for people to see that. I mean, it's crazy.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that's what's next on the menu. And just actually jumping on records with people that I respect. You know what I mean? And just keeping it going. Movies, writing movies, scripts, producing videos, documentaries. There's a lot of stuff that Black Ink is going to be doing, along with doing more stuff with the schools. Yeah.
Most respectable part.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, no.
Most respect.
Yeah.
To be the OG, to be the Unc. People don't understand how much it means to me. To me, it's like I know people that didn't have a mustache when they wasn't here anymore. So I'd be happy to see
Right.
at this age you could turn around and give back
Right.
where it belongs. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
'Cause
right,
like
right.
I said.
Well, one thing I gotta say is shout out to everybody that works for math, mind, body, and soul, and everybody that works for math, music appreciation, art, time, and healing, because it's not. It might have been my dream, but at the end of the day, it's everybody else that's bringing it into reality. Shout out to Jules, shout out to Arthur, shout out to DJ Leaf, and all these other people that get up and help me to create these curriculums for the school and to go in there and to teach. And it's not that easy, but at the same time, me growing up, I wish I had somebody come in and sit down and have a conversation with me. I'd have looked at things totally different, through a different lens. But, understanding that and going into these schools, and it could be pressing at times, but, we get it done. You know what I mean?
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Definitely. If you could give any kind of advice to yourself back then, what would you say?
I'd say a few things. The first thing I would say is your response is your responsibility. How you respond in any situation is your responsibility, all right? Because you're in position to change the outcome of anything. Because it's more so a decision if you really think about it.
Right.
And a lot of people put a lot of stuff on it, like, yo, my man pushed me this and that, and the other. It was a decision that was made. So your response is your responsibility. That's one. The other thing would be is understanding that everybody is not you. What I may do for a person, they may not just have it in them to do for me, or they may not understand how I do things. You know, I take friendship seriously. You know what I'm saying? If I'm your friend, I'm your friend. If I'm your cousin, especially if you give me a title. Don't call me your cousin and you don't treat me like your cousin. You get me?
Right.
I'm serious about stuff like that. So I'm understanding that there's people out there that just don't understand the power of words or the title that you give a person. You know, if you say that that's my cousin right there, and it could even be cousins that's not blood. You know what I mean? Where you've been through the mud with them and whatever, and you're like, yo, that he really need to be my cousin, because I got some cousins that don't even act like that.
Right,
You understand
right.
what I'm saying? That's the conversation that I will have with myself, and understanding that just take your time. You don't got to rush. Just take your time. You know what I mean? I think sometimes you rush because you want to help those around you, but you got to think about yourself and take your time. Because everybody else will look a certain way and you just look ragged, like you know what I'm saying? You've been through the most. But it's more so about taking your time. That's what I would tell myself. Yeah.
That one right there.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
No, thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Good food, y'all. Good food.
Hey, yo, hold on. Where's the camera?
Anyone you
Right
want. That's yours
Yo,
right there.
Method Man, thank you, man. I appreciate the shout. I'm here now. I want to say shout out to DigiWax for helping to push those records. Shout out to S1 for helping me to break those records. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Shout out to Ebby for always making sure everything is balanced on my side. Shout out to Steph Black Ink. Shout out to Mike and Kev at management. Shout out to DJ Craig G and Jenny Boom Boom and DJ Rex and our two boys from Pennsylvania at Mr. Lee.
Mr. Lee's. Got Ty and Kerry.
Ty and Kerry from Mr. Lee's. When they heard that I was coming here, I was just like, yeah, I just want to buy some kicks to go do the podcast. They was like, yo, we got to help you match up everything. You know what I'm saying? They became my stylists. Like, you got to put this hat and this jacket with that. So, I want to say I thank you guys for all of that. Shout out to everybody out there that's been riding with us, and continue to watch the program, definitely. And let's just keep this moving, for real. Oh, don't forget, the EP is out now. The Beginning of the Reckoning is in stores right now. The single is out for the brand new EP that's coming out, Invisible Footsteps, featuring Shaquille O'Neal, called Warning. And I'm dropping a brand new single in 2 weeks called Shell Down. Yeah, I'm dropping Shell Down. So it's gonna be crazy. So yeah, let's get this going.
Stay tuned for the Buster joint next month too.
Oh yeah, that's the song with Buster called Have Mercy. It's crazy.
Look,
Yeah.
tune in.
Tune in. Oh yeah, shout the bus also. Shout the bus. Yeah.
We out.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.